Hi, how you doing? Grant here from 21 Wise. Today I want to talk about something that's in our everyday life. It's seems unnecessary at times, but it is necessary, and it's actually a very good tool that we humans have used to exchange energy in a way and sense, but it's gotten a little bit too far in someone else's or others' power of will, which is completely understandable in our nature. If you were in that driver's seat, what will you do or what would you do? It's hard to say in different perspectives of where you're at, and like obviously, you know, it's just a whole different dimension of living, I'm sure, and that is money, right? Money is made up. Money is fiat. It's started out as a bargain. Let's say I was a hunter gatherer and I had more energy, I killed more animals. I was able to trade my meat for maybe a little snoo time with a woman, or I can give some meat for a place to sleep, you know, more in like a more primal sense. So then it turned into corn, and it's just anything, gold, anything that exchanges a bar of energy. So I don't have to do that. You're saving me time and you getting something beneficial for that. So yes, money is a good tool to have and it's actually beneficial. In the whole scheme of wholeness, it'd be nice if we didn't have money and we just naturally did what our purpose was and just took care of what it is as molecules as we are, right? But where are we at? We talk about inflation, the cost of living, and interest rates, and yada yada. That shit's all made up off of someone else's power of will, right? Is it right or wrong if they have that? No, it's not, because you have a power of wills too. So you can have a power of wills like, fuck the man, I don't need money. That's a willpower as well. Or you can have the power of will of just having all the money. But most people that have an understanding of oneness, they understand you don't need abundance of other people's energy. You need to focus on your own energy and put in avenues that will benefit you, right? We also have to talk about a slave mentality when it comes to money, right? Friedrich Nietzsche, one of my faves, he would say if you're spending 1/3 of your day towards someone else, you are in a slave mentality and you're not living a life of your own. So 1/3 of a day is like 8 hours, which happens to be a work hour, like a work day. Sometimes that's just a day off for most people. I remember working 16 hours consistently, almost like 4 or 5 times a week. Like, yeah, that was a whole week at the prison system. Or when you're in the military, you're paid salary, but you're working like 72 hours straight sometimes. You're just working and you're putting your energy towards something else, right? So there's, this goes on all avenues of why it does kind of piss off an individuality. Like if you want to keep your energy sacred, you want to kind of channel it in your own currents, if that makes sense. Like if I'm spending my whole life, if I'm spending 40 years at the same company and I am in the same spot when I was at an 18-year-old, I got the same house, I got the same friends, I got the same shit, I wasted my fucking life. That is more hurtful. That is more gross than that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Even if that paycheck's like, they kept you. They kept you in a fucking box, whatever that was. And it only feels like that if you're not happy. If you're in this box bitching and complaining, the lid's open. That lid's open at any time. You can get out of that fucking box. But yet there you are. You're still in it. It's not them holding you. At least that we think, right? What's holding you is those attachments you have. Like, I need to keep my car payment. I need to keep this house. I need to keep this big house I live in. I need more money to sustain this life. I need it, you know? But instead, you bitch and complain about how much you're making while you don't, like, I got these things. You have to decide, do I attach and decides, or do I keep it and I make more money, more energy come flow towards me, right? You're in the driver's seat. Don't let someone else drive you. And if you ever feel like you're being taken advantage of, like a lot of you guys openly say, do something about it. Change it up. Find a different employer. Do something yourself. Find your purpose. Make money off your purpose. With enough focus and intent, you will get what you need and want. Point blank, with enough focus and intent, you will get what you want, okay? You just gotta crack over that barrier of the unknown, right? It sounds easy on paper. It's really fucking hard. It's scary. But I just don't like when people go down that sucky drain, you know? And it'll keep you there. I'm very close to people that are sucked down and it's a damn fucking shame. So what about this money? What about the dollar? What's going on? Is it going to collapse? Is it all yada yada? The economist shit? I don't know. It's all made up. They can make that storyline however they fuck they want it. Like right now, I know somehow, let's say they're like, you know what, we're going to reset and take away all the dollars and we're going to take all your things from you. Guess what? It was never my story because my power will is nothing compared to the one above me right now. So, but I am in control of how I can maneuver, react, how to keep my energy safe, how to keep myself safe, or how to keep people around safe. I'm not a prepper by all means. Maybe I should have, whatever. So I don't have the resources to last like 6 months on like food and stuff, but I will have the resiliency, the knowledge and wisdom to maneuver around and be well off and be okay with whatever happens. Not to say like this shit's going to happen, but like this seems to be the narrative that's coming out, right? There is hope in the future. As much as I'm like, there is hope. There is a lot of good people out there who will do good things and they will disperse the abundance and they will show and they will try to guide. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. Asking for like, well, the millionaires got all the money, they need to give us to us. Okay, let's say a millionaire gives you $1 million with that mindset, then all of a sudden you just blow it on everything else and you're back to the poor because you had a poor mindset. You're still in that same spot. Where if, like, let's say someone does give you that, what are you going to do? Are you going to actually make it work for you? What does dispersing money to poor people do? What does poor people hating the rich people do? It does nothing. It just divides it more and just makes whoever has that puppeteer shit more like, yeah, do that. I don't care. I'll keep collecting or making whatever. It's a good way to control. But in the hindsight, is it pretty good to evolve? I mean, this money thing and how things are working, it's happening for a reason as well. We want to be this far in technology. We want to be this far almost getting off this planet. We want to be this far understanding more of our lives and kind of what makes sense in the science terms and all that. Fuck that, what is it, the George Webb satellite is making groundbreaking discoveries right now to understand what we are. So soon, money is not going to make sense to us. Soon we'll be, there's hope. There really is hope. You just got to believe there's going to be hope coming. Good things will come as long as you have the intent and focus within yourself and don't get caught up on the green, but get caught up on the energy that you're providing for something, you know? And that's how you should go in with the mentality. The reason it sucks right now is like we have generations that have been just workers for someone else. They haven't developed their purpose, their own skill. Like back in the day, like 1800s, 1700s or whatever. Even your last name, let's say if you're a blacksmith is your last name or Smith, you were some sort of Smith, that was your thing. You had something to offer, right? Someone needed horseshoes and you're able to give them horseshoes, but you needed a chicken dinner twice a week. And that was the exchange, and that was the energy, and it was understandable, and it was purposeful. You probably put craft in your work. Like if you look at old houses, just like the doorways, when they etched their beautiful art in it. They took pride because it was something they wanted to fucking do, right? That's where we go back. So if we go back to like community, that's what things would happen. You go look for your local blacksmith, your local painter, your local carpenter, your fucking all that shit. But convenience is awesome, and that's why we pay for it. Oh, that's another thing too. Who gets what and why? Supply and demand. So when people are like, oh, our soldiers and all this, yada yada, they don't get paid as much as the NFL players. Well, who's doing that? It's the people who supplies it. Don't be coming at saying the comparison's not fair. The comparison's not fair because one's governed, one's paid by the government, which makes no sense too because you're getting paid by all the tax money, right? And then you got athletes, right? The men, the women, everyone who's buying those tickets or buying those jerseys, watching those games, you're paying for that because it brings you entertainment, it brings you a joy, it brings you something, right? So that's why people get what they get, right? I don't understand the confusion in this. All right, I hope I rambled enough to give you an idea of what I think of money. And even if I was down to my last fucking dollar, I'd be okay because I have something to offer. And if it's not with the things I have, I'm okay. I can offer it in a cardboard box. And that's the way to you. Attach and detach as well. Whatever. There's always an opposition. I'm neutral. I don't care. Money's good and money's bad. All right. It's needed and it's also not needed. It's needed to evolve, not needed to grow. Yeah, just be ready. It's a game. Money's a game. Learn how to invest. Learn how to take risk. It's just gambling. Money itself is gambling. And don't consume as much as you need. Okay. Love you. Bye. Money's fiat. It's made up.